Look at this tweet from a far-left activist, Sean King. I can barely believe this, but I'll read it for you. Yes, I think the statues of the white European they claim is Jesus should also come down. They are a form of white supremacy, always have been. In the Bible, when the family of Jesus wanted to hide and blend in, guess where they went? Egypt, not Denmark. Tie them down. All right, let's bring in Mike Huckabee, the governor himself. And look, you've got a smile on your face, but I'm not happy when I hear this nonsense. What about you?
The only thing you can do is to laugh at these loons. First of all, what an idiotic thing we're seeing going on all over the world, where people tearing down every kind of statue. In Austin, Texas, Stu, they defaced rather, a statue of Stevie Ray Vaughan, a guitar player, a blues player. This has gone beyond anything that we could have imagined. And here's the real challenge. It's been often said, and it's true, that a culture that doesn't understand its history is like an individual who loses his memory. If you or I woke up tomorrow and had no clue as to what our names were, where we'd been to school, who our friends and family were, we'd be lost and we would be living in a world of chaos. Yep. When a culture doesn't know its history, it's living in chaos. We don't know our history, we're living in chaos, and these crazy people on the left are now becoming like Islamic terrorists, destroying every last vestige of art and culture and trying to erase history, even the part of it that we ought to embrace, and some of it that we ought not to embrace, but that we ought not to forget.
Now, the president is very clear on this. He wants to stop it. He's saying, look, knock it off. And he wants long jail sentences for the people who tried to take down Andrew Jackson's statue yesterday. But what I don't know is what the Democrats are saying. I've not heard a word from, well, I've heard a few words about police reform, but I've heard nothing about taking down statues and zones and all the rest of it. What are they going to say? Are they going to stop this? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either, because they have already pretty much surrendered to the far left. I mean, you've got the mayor of Seattle calling that nonsense a festival, a summer of love, and now with people being murdered in that little zone, even she's come around to realize it's stupid, but she's still not doing it forcefully because she's so afraid of her own shadow. This election this year, Stuart, is going to be a very clear choice between Democrats who think this stuff is okay and those of us, not just Republicans, but the rest of us who say, if you don't have a society in which law is respected and order is kept, then we are not a country anymore, and we are on the precipice of being taken over by the radical revolutionaries.
Exactly. I just can't see middle America waking up in the morning, seeing absolute chaos outside the White House, hearing the president say, knock it off, I'm going to stop it. I can't imagine that middle America approves of standing silent and looking on while this is happening. I just can't see that. Middle America is going to the right, if you ask me.
I think you're right. I live in middle America. I often say I live in the land of the bubbas, not the land of the bubbles, like the four big bubbles of our country, New York, Washington, Silicon Valley, and Hollywood. And I can tell you, people are disgusted and fed up with this nonsense. They're not maybe going in the streets to march because they don't want their cars and houses defaced. They don't want to be called a racist, a bigot, or some other kind of phobe. But the truth is, people have respect for other people regardless of their color, race, ethnicity, but they don't have respect for lawlessness and for the anarchy. And that's what we're seeing played out on our streets.
Always great to have you on the show, Governor. Come back and see us again real soon.
Thank you.
Okay? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Now, I got more on Seattle.